From First Coast News, this is Good Morning Jacksonville.
Breaking now at 6:30, police tell us they're searching for a driver who hit a pedestrian and did not stop last night.
This happened on West Beaver Street near Chafee Road last night at about 10 o'clock. Florida Highway Patrol says the car is a 2008 or 2009 blue Chevy Equinox SUV, and it's missing a passenger side mirror. It's a pretty good description, so if you know anything, you're urged to please call police.
An outage at JIA overnight has some repercussions this morning, though. The lines are short right now. We've been watching them build overnight and into this morning. We'll have an update for you in just about 15 minutes on what the airlines and the airport recommends you do before you come and travel today.
Plus, the Duval County Public Schools superintendent was selected for a new job in Detroit, but now the whole process is on hold. Dr. Nikolai Vitti, the Duval County school superintendent, was apparently in contract negotiations with the Detroit Public School Board, but a legal challenge says the negotiations aren't happening in public. So the process has been put on hold until at least Tuesday. The Duval County School Board will host a special meeting of its own to talk about Vitti's selection. That happens at 9 o'clock this morning.
Another day in paradise. You got the lays out. Happy Friday, and it's Pet Friendly Friday as well. I want to say hello. A special shout out to cute little Augie, and he's really telling us the weather story very effectively. We got the great weather to be in the pool and at the beach, and this is day number 15 of dry weather. Your runner index, I usually give it a 10 out of 10. Well, I got to give it a 9. The muggies are back. You're going to start to feel that humidity, runners, so I need you to hydrate a little earlier before you get out and run. All right, so at least 20 to 30 minutes on that. And we got a burn time at about 20 to 30 minutes today because we've got plentiful sunshine. Waking up near 60. We spin that weather wheel into the 80s by noon on our way to a high of 87, so the heating up continues. In fact, we could be near 90 if you're out toward Lake City, but we're watching some fog and smoke this morning. Once again, thickest from St. George to Folkestone in the Fargo area. We're not only just talking smoke, but we're going to talk meteor showers and the skies lighting up with some storms. We'll time it all out. But first, let's get to Lindsay Boach in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center. I like your beads, Lindsay.
Oh, thank you very much, Mike. A very good morning to all of you. Things are looking pretty good on I-95. This is 95 and State Road 207 this morning, and you can see things are going smoothly in both directions. Elsewhere on the roads, we are still watching State Road 2 still closed this morning because of that fire in the Okefenokee. So that's closed all the way from Baxter all the way to Fargo. So please remember that if you have to travel on State Road 2, find another option. Otherwise, things are looking good on I-95 in and out of Georgia, in and out of St. Augustine. Things are looking good there as well. So far, no major accidents on the road this morning, but if that changes, I'll definitely let you know.
Thank you. In Nassau County, a community continues to rally behind the family of a deputy who was killed in the line of duty. Thursday, Deputy Eric Oliver's daughter was awarded a scholarship to help her go to school in the future. Shelby is only 7 right now, but her mom says this is going to be a big help so Shelby can follow her dream of going to the University of Florida for college. Go Gators.
I have to do this alone. How am I going to make this happen? How are we going to still fulfill our dreams for our daughter? And then when I got that phone call that, hey, we started a scholarship, it was just like, oh, wow, thank you, everybody, for, just the support.
What a neat story. If you would like to donate to Shelby's scholarship, you can go to deputyoliver.com. We've also posted a link on firstcoastnews.com.
Well, new information this morning about the death of a former pro football player. Investigators in Massachusetts have officially ruled Aaron Hernandez's death a suicide. He was found dead in his jail cell Wednesday morning, where he was serving a life sentence for the 2013 murder of Odin Lloyd. Well, now his brain will be donated to a science lab where it will be tested for brain trauma and CTE.
We've often heard that Jacksonville is one of the worst cities in America when it comes to pedestrian and bicycle deaths. So let's verify where that perception comes from. We have 2 sources for this story. First, the obvious, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Specifically, we reached out to Officer Christian Hancock, the public information officer, for the number of pedestrian and bike fatalities. The second source is Smart Growth America. We found their tax status on the IRS website, and Smart Growth America is a 501c3 charity aimed at conservation. SGA says that Jacksonville is the 4th worst in the country for pedestrian and bike fatalities. Here are the numbers for the bike and pedestrian fatalities in Jacksonville, according to JSO. 23 in 2013, 33 in 2014, 44 in 2015, and 49 in 2016. So the claim that bike and pedestrian fatalities are on the rise in Jacksonville, that is verified. But are we one of the worst in the country? That's a bit more complicated. If you look at just the total number of fatalities in a city, places like Miami, Houston, Tampa, Dallas, they far surpass us in fatalities, but they also surpass us in population. So how do they account for that? Smart Growth America's report, called Dangerous by Design, uses what they call a pedestrian danger index. That is an index that is made by taking a calculation of local commuters who walk to work versus pedestrian death data. Those numbers say Jacksonville is the 4th worst city in the country for pedestrians and cyclists. It also has an interactive map of pedestrian fatalities to show where multiple collisions have occurred. Many of these hotspots correspond with where JSO is upping their enforcement over the next 4 months. So are we one of the worst in the country for pedestrian and bike fatalities? While we may not rank high in the total number of fatalities, numbers are nothing without context. So we're going to say that this is verified, because when you look at the pedestrian danger index, we do score high. Do you have a question or you want to see something verified? Send it to our team at verify@firstcoastnews.com.
It is those words I will have the most difficulty in forgiving myself, because they hurt you.
A Florida state senator apologized but refuses to step down. All of this after Frank Artillas was accused of using racial slurs while speaking with colleagues. A legislative complaint was filed which could expel Artillas from the Senate.
But now the Associated Press reports Artillas is threatening to present evidence that other senators have used racial slurs if that complaint goes through. And Political Florida reports that Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi is now calling for Artillas to resign. She told the website, quote, "There's simply no room for racial, hurtful language spoken to your colleagues or anyone else. I've always liked Frank and hope he gives serious consideration to resigning so the focus can return to important legislative issues," end quote. Big news for CSX investors. The Jacksonville-based train company predicts it'll see a 25% jump in its profits as it restructures its company. You'll remember the company hired a new CEO, Hunter Harrison, and laid off about 800 management positions, 500 of those here in Jacksonville. Harrison says he's working to streamline operations by consolidating 9 divisions into only 2.
Well, not only is the team undefeated, but our Jacksonville Armada soccer team have yet to let any goals pass them in the North American Soccer League this season. That's impressive, and that's a big step up from last season, you may remember. The Armada takes on the New York Cosmos this weekend, but the team says its strategy for this season was pretty simple.
The time we go on the road, our main focus, I think, is obviously pick up points. Be difficult to break down and just stick to our principles. So that's probably what we're looking for on the weekend, is just stay the way we've been going and just be difficult to beat.
The Jacksonville Armada also named a new chief operating officer to control day-to-day operations. Marshall Happer is taking that job after serving as the team's senior vice president of operations for the past 2 years. The team says it won't really impact the way that they play.
Another warning about any flight plans you have out of JIA today. A technical problem has been fixed, but you could experience some delays. The latest on this in 2 minutes. Plus a beautiful weekend ahead. Mike has another check of your forecast for us coming up.
You're watching Good Morning Jacksonville.
Welcome back at 6:40. A quick update on a developing story that may impact your travel plans today. Jacksonville International Airport has resolved a cable and phone outage this morning, but you could still see some residual delays. Make sure you get to the airport early just in case.
All right, welcome back. And I got the little lay-in from Hawaii. I want to thank Lisa for sending this in, and she also brought us some coffee in that gift package. Thank you so much. And look at Jacksonville Beach. Do you realize we've been much sunnier than Honolulu, Hawaii? What a pattern. 15 straight days now without a drop of rain there. And we're talking another beautiful beach day. Highs near 80, UV index of 9 in the very high range. Inland, some mid to upper 80s. In fact, we got to be careful this weekend, even though plenty of good beach and pool weather on the way. moderate rip currents continue. So it's that high pressure bringing that east-southeast flow that's piling up some of that water at the beach. So ask the lifeguards, better safe than sorry. We look at the big story. Meteor showers are going to light up the sky. And I see that moon. It's a waning crescent moon, so we won't have any light interference this weekend. So midnight to 6 a.m. tonight, look overhead. We could see some fireballs with this Lyrid meteor shower. We'll talk about going from fireballs to some thunderstorms on your Futurecast coming right up. But let's get right to Lindsay Boach in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Good morning to all of you. Things are looking very nice. Here's a look at the Buckman Bridge this morning and looking towards the Mandarin side from Orange Park. Things are starting to slow down just a little bit, but not seeing too many issues out there on the roads this morning at all, actually. Looking at the maps, and if you're going in and out of our military bases, thank you so much for your service. Things are looking good up towards Kings Bay and then down towards Mayport. Things are looking good. Just a little bit of a slowdown past Wonderwood Drive. Other than that, we're okay there. And then a little bit closer to NAS Jack, starting to slow down as you get into that main gate there at Birmingham. Again, other than that, things are looking great. If anything changes, though, I will definitely let you know, and things should start building as we get closer to 7 o'clock.
Of course. All right. Thank you, Lindsay. Still to come, looking to repair its image with some new products. How Samsung hopes to regain some customers today.
Plus, the Duval County Superintendent was picked for a new job, but now it's on hold. The problem Dr. Nikolai Vitti is dealing with. Well, your power block of news begins in just 2 minutes. It's time now for your power block of nonstop news before Good Morning America and the Today Show take over. And we start with some breaking news right here in Jacksonville.
Police say they're searching for a driver who hit a pedestrian and left that person for dead. The crash happened on West Beaver Street, just east of Chafee Road last night at 10 o'clock.
Now, Florida Highway Patrol says the 2008 or 2009 blue Chevy Equinox SUV was involved, and it's missing its passenger side mirror. It's a pretty good description. If you know anything, you're urged to please call police.
Plus, a new snag for the superintendent of Duval County Public Schools. He was offered a new job in his hometown, but it's not a done deal. The school board in Detroit now faces a legal challenge, which is putting the process on hold. More on this in 2 minutes.
But first, back to that developing news from the Jacksonville International Airport. If you are flying out today, pack your patience, folks.
Yeah, the airport has resolved a cable and phone problem, but checking in or getting your boarding passes may still take a little bit of time. Alex Usitis joins us now live from JIA with how to avoid those delays this morning. Alex?
Jessica, things running a little smoother now than what we saw earlier this morning, but still airlines saying that make sure you have your boarding passes either printed off at home or here on your smartphone, something like this, because in order to avoid lines, even though they're not that long right now, they are expected to build later on in the day. It's a very busy travel day today. They are saying they are playing catch up after that overnight outage caused by a phone and cable line that went out. It was repaired maybe in the last hour and a half or so. When we spoke via Twitter to JIA, they tell us that it took the several hours to fix that problem, but things are back, operations are normal and planning to go as scheduled today. But still, you want to add a little extra time. Be sure you are prepared before you travel out today. Reporting live from Jacksonville International, Alex Usitis, First Coast News.
Thank you. Back to that developing story from Duval County Public Schools. Superintendent Dr. Nikolai Vitti got the green light to be the new leader of the school district in Detroit, but the selection process had hit a speed bump. Contract negotiations between Vitti and the Detroit School Board are on hold thanks to a legal challenge. The challenge alleges the board was conducting the negotiations in secret when it should have been public. A judge ordered that an audio recording of a contract meeting be turned over now, and so all contract negotiations are on hold at least until Tuesday. The local board will host a meeting to talk about Vitti's potential departure at 9 o'clock this morning here in Jacksonville.
Your time now, 6:48, and French police are now searching for possible accomplices after a reported terror attack in Paris. 3 police officers were shot in the Champs-Élysées shopping district, and one of them actually died. The gunman was killed, and ISIS claimed responsibility. Now, this attack comes as France prepares for a big general election this Sunday. And a young teen is safe, and the man who police say kidnapped her and took her across the country is due in court today. 50-year-old Tad Cummings was captured in California California Thursday after a month-long manhunt. He's accused of kidnapping Elizabeth Thomas in March. Cummings was arrested after a caretaker of a rental cabin apparently recognized him and called police. Well, North Korea may be at it again for a possible nuclear test pretty soon, but President Donald Trump says his administration is handling all of the recent threats as best as they can.
As far as North Korea is concerned, we are in very good shape.
U.S. intelligence officials told NBC News that American spy planes flying over the Korean peninsula are on high alert. More on this on the Today Show and the Good Morning America at 7 o'clock. Well, it is a big day for Samsung. Today, the tech company is releasing its brand new Galaxy S8 smartphones. It's the first major release since all of its Galaxy Note 7s were recalled due to fire hazards last year. We all remember this. Samsung says the batteries for the new phones have undergone rigorous 8-point safety checks, so the new models should be safe.
That's what a lot of people are hoping. All right, thanks, Keitha. A live look out this morning. A beautiful sunrise at Jacksonville Beach. Isn't that nice? And here's meteorologist Mike Prangley. He's also nice and is doing a little bit of the hula dance.
Hula. Well, Lindsay was working with me. Said it's like the water. Oh, I better stop. We take a look at Pet Friendly Friday. Yes, happy Friday, and there's Augie swimming in the pool. We got great pool weather throughout the weekend. We take a look at the next 12 hours, and here we go again. So I've got the Hawaiian lay-in. All right, this is on because we've been sunnier than Honolulu, and here we go again. They wish they were this sunny in Hawaii. They've got rain in the forecast there today, but us, 81, wall-to-wall sunshine, a high of 87. But wait, it's a different kind of forecast. We've got the hair day at a 4, so a ponytail type of day here on Pet Friendly Friday, because it's going to start to really feel that humidity come up as those dew points are on the rise this afternoon. And eventually that will give way to some pop-up storms, but likely not until later Sunday with that sea breeze storm activity. Until then, plenty of beach and pool weather for you with temperatures back up near 90 degrees. And don't forget the MS Walk, 9:30 a.m. Unity Plaza here at Riverside, right across the bridge, 76 degrees. Check-in begins at 8 a.m. Looking great for all those plans. We look at the forecast rain amounts. Well, here's the problem. The main area of low pressure goes north, so you've heard of the split. Well, unfortunately, nature's splitting most of the heavy rain to the Carolinas and another area of low pressure to the south. So as we put this all together on the latest Futurecast, the latest data does show more of a hit or miss type of shower storm scenario for us. And again, look at the timeline here, Sunday, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then what will help us, even though you see it splitting in two, will be the sea breeze moving in during the afternoon. So the maps do light up. Could see a gusty storm or two along the I-95 corridor by 5 o'clock, and hopefully way across when you have this line of showers try to hold together as we head into late day. But the big story again is the drought goes on. But yes, a bigger story, we should turn stormy this summer, but we've got to wait. Okay, late May, early June. As you see, these lines, this red line, looks like an El Nino will develop based on the latest model data, which would be a soggier pattern for us. Could not come soon enough. But for the weekend, again, mainly dry, highs near 90. We cool down just a bit Monday and then back to that drought pattern and heating up once again next week. So make sure you download that weather app. I've updated the 10-day forecast. And yeah, it's looking a lot like Honolulu, Hawaii, even sunnier. Now let's get to Lindsay Boach in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Good morning to all of you. So far this morning on the roads, things are looking pretty good. Here's a look at I-10 and 95. Again, it's starting to build just a little bit on I-10. Other than that, though, we're looking very nice across all of our major roadways. Drive times this morning looking pretty good. Again, just starting to slow down a little bit as you get closer to the downtown area on I-10. Our bridges going into downtown looking pretty good. Up towards the Dames Point looking nice as well. Out toward the beaches, in and out of the beaches looking good. Just a few stoplight delays on Beach Boulevard. And then on the Buckman Bridge, we're looking good. Drive times this morning, 10 minutes from 295. From 95 to Blanding Boulevard, and then from Blanding to 95 southbound will take you 11 minutes. If anything changes, though, you can follow me on Twitter at FCNLindsay.
All right, 52 minutes past the hour. Let's get to your top headlines. We have some new information about how police identified and captured the man accused of sexually assaulting a woman on the city's south side. Travis Jakubowski was arrested Thursday, accused of breaking into a home on Beach Boulevard and assaulting someone inside. This is his booking photo compared to the suspect sketch. There we go. This is the sketch that police released. Now, officers say before the assault, he got into a fight with a couple at a gas station in Baker County. The couple recognized him and called police.
An update this morning on the West Mims fire that's burning in the Okefenokee Swamp. The fire has burned 25,000 acres now and is still only 3% contained. It hasn't changed this week. Tonight, community meetings will be held in Charlton County, Georgia, so people who live there as well as visitors can learn more about the fire. The meeting happens at St. George Elementary School at 6:30 tonight. The trial of the wife of the Pulse nightclub gunman is now pushed back to next March. Noor Salman faces charges of obstruction and aiding and abetting.
During a hearing Thursday, lawyers for jury summons and questionnaires will be sent out to 1,000 potential jurors in September. Salman pleaded not guilty to the charges she helped her husband. 49 people were killed in that shooting last June.
A quick reminder, the federal indictment case against former Florida Congresswoman Corrine Brown is set to start next week. Jury selection is set for Monday. She and her former chief of staff, Ronnie Simmons, face a 24-count indictment related to fraud. Simmons agreed to testify against Brown in the trial in exchange for a plea deal.
Well, today we could see new developments in an ongoing case surrounding an election in Putnam County. Final arguments will be held today in the trial surrounding the Putnam County Sheriff's race. Gator Deloach won the race last year, and votes were later found on a thumb drive after the election. A judge will rule in the case after today's final arguments.
The annual Oyster Jam and Southeast Boat Show will happen this year, but a little later than expected. The new dates for the show are May 19th through the 21st. The show was called off for this weekend after a scheduling and booking problem with the city of Jacksonville, but anyone who already bought tickets for the event can use them in May. Today, a local brewery is opening a brand new tap room in downtown Jacksonville. Bold City Brewery's downtown location opens at 11 this morning. It's located near the corner of Main and Bay Streets, next to what will be Calford Chop House. The brewery says it'll look like there's construction outside, but it will be open.
We have a live look now at Everbank Field this morning. We know when our Jacksonville Jaguars will take the field this fall. Finally, we have that schedule. The Jags play in 12-day games, all starting at 1 in the afternoon. 3 of their games start at 4:30 in the afternoon, and 1 is in the morning. Now, since it's in London time, we know. None of their regular season games, though, are played in prime time. Some folks are not too happy about that. The preseason ones all happen in the evening, though. For the full schedule, you can head to our website. That's firstcoastnews.com. And if you need a lift, there's a new company that will now be allowed to pick people up from the Jacksonville International Airport.
The ride-sharing service Lyft reached an agreement with the airport so drivers can pick up people as an alternative to traditional taxis. That service starts May 1st.
Yes.
And here's a quick update for you right now, what's going on at our local airports. We did tell you about this earlier today. If you are planning ahead to the airport, make sure that you get out there early. Now, cable and phone shortage, there was an outage this morning, but it has been resolved. Still, you can see there are some residual delays. Make sure to get to that airport again a little bit early, and we're going to continue to update you on this information throughout the morning, of course.
Yeah, hey, no, happy Friday to everybody.
Yeah, you too.
And we've been having a lot of
We
good time.
made it.
Friday.
Yes. I'll never forget the mustard challenge.
Ugh.
And we take a look at the latest Pet-Friendly Friday picture. I want to thank Madison for sending that in. It wouldn't be Friday without showing the cats as well. Make sure the cats and the dogs and the pets have lots of water this weekend. We're heating up near 90. Late day storms pop on Sunday. Finally, a little rain.
Just got a crash into I-10 in McDuff. I'll be tweeting about it, but here's a beautiful shot on the Buckman Bridge.
We'll see you in 30 minutes. Be safe. Have a great weekend, folks.
Yes.
It's the weekend.